So yes, I'm here on behalf of Churchill Gardens. I'm the garden coordinator. Being the garden coordinator is a volunteer position. It is not a paid position. I coordinate the volunteer schedule, and I work with St. Paul Natural Resources to do that. I manage the maintenance, the weeding, and planting for that space, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that leading into the schedule. Churchill Rain Gardens, Rain Garden Como Park, as I mentioned, just across the way. It is a space. It is a space. It's a community space. So if anyone asks, oh, are there places in St. Paul and Como where they can volunteer their time in a sort of a gardening sense, this should be in your list of places. Just quickly about the gardens, it wasn't always like this. 2016 was sort of a benchmark. We had a cohort of neighbors who banded together to sort of essentially guerrilla garden the space, since it was really untamed. In 2016, the street assessment happened, and that space was dug up. And then Capital Region Watershed District, along with D10 coordinated to reinvent the spaces as rain gardens. And today, it's maintained by volunteers, myself included, and that is done with support of D10, St. Paul Natural Resources, and a maintenance grant, an annual maintenance grant that comes from Cap Region Watershed District. So Churchill Gardens today has changed since 2016. Since I've started as a garden coordinator last year, I have monthly scheduled community days where it's one day a month. It can easily be on a schedule where it's open to everyone, and no garden experience is needed to come and maintain the space. It is also a learning environment for native planting.
Want a D10 meeting? Okay.
You're good.
So it's a learning, and it's a place where people can learn about native planting, biodiversity, and also invasive.
No.
I hate it. Get it out. Sorry, folks. There's a squirrel.
Is it Chipmunk? Chipmunk. Thank you, boy.
This one.
I'm calling you Chipmunk.
Unbelievable. So it's, biodiversity. Environment. Yeah.
Sorry, everybody, we're back.
We closed the door, we closed the door.
Go ahead, sorry. Yeah, so speaking of biodiversity, it is a place for that. And another focus is invasive species management. There is a Facebook page that shares the progress of the space, bloom reports, and also contributions that happen from the community. These are some of the invasive species we tackle. We have actually done a really great job since just last year managing Canada thistle. So if you have Canada thistle in your yard, which most people do, come on down third Monday of each month, and you can learn how to manage that in your own space. So this is sort of why I'm here, is to help promote and share the information about our community work days. As you can see, there's a picture of one of the signs that are out in both basins, and basic says all the information there. All of the tools and gloves are provided, so you don't have to bring anything other than yourself. Just be prepared to get a little dirty, and make sure to wear closed-toed shoes. And then new this year, we have the signs in the spaces, so people, as they're walking by, they know that this is a space brought to the community and that the community can be a part of it. New this year also is sort of officially being on the volunteer page for St. Paul Parks and Rec. And so people can register there to get it on their calendar. And essentially just looking forward, I'm looking to continue building up the native plant populations, controlling invasive species, hoping to find a balance in that. And then again, just looking to establish Churchill Gardens as a known space where people can come out and just kind of help a little bit and learn how to maybe bring some of those techniques and plants into their own gardens. And then one of the last things here is just a thank you. There's a lot of organizations and people to thank. First, I want to thank our monthly garden volunteers. There's actually sort of there's some regulars who show up, which is really great. And it's also nice to see people show up every once in a while. There is no commitment to the monthly events. You can come once, you can come for an hour, you can come every single time for 2 hours. So it does have that flexibility. I want to thank Shevek for his support. And then also Trisha Worley with St. Paul Natural Resources. She is a person who has helped me with the registration on the St. Paul Parks and Rec website. Rachel Hunke with Capital Region Watershed District. And then also Seven Corners Print and Promo. They're the ones who did the sign. And they did a great job with that. They're also very local. They're just by Como and Stone. And then also Rainbow Tree Care, who did a great job on removing some very overgrown, very poorly placed dogwoods that were creating site issues and safety issues for the neighborhood. And then lastly, if you do want to learn more about the space, it's right across the street almost from the streetcar station. And it's also online on Facebook. There's a link, I won't link to it now, but it's there. Does anyone have any questions about what I do, what volunteers do?
I do.
Yeah.
I mentioned that I work for the Job Corps Center, and we're part of the neighborhood, and we're always looking for really great volunteer opportunities for the kids. So has anyone ever talked to you about that in the last year? Because I'm relatively new, but I think this would be a great opportunity for some of the kids to get their hands in the dirt.
Yeah, and not directly from there, but I'm definitely open to it, and you can definitely reach out.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
I have a question. You talked about, especially the Canada system on managing invasive species. Is there anywhere besides showing up for one of the Mondays that you have information about that, or any ideas of like how you can put out some of the information about that, or about some of the other gardening stuff you guys have learned?
Yeah, so that is that's part of the function of the Facebook page is
Okay.
to share that information. I kind of have made this volunteer position a little bit more than I but I do see it as a worthwhile to have the page and to share the information about the species. But it is going to be coming up soon to talk about like how you can do it. It does take dedication, and you can't just do it once. You have to revisit it for.
I just think it'd be great for like people who can't show up for one of these Mondays that may want to, or may have that, and want to know how to get rid of it. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming we might have a blurb in a newsletter at some point, or throughout the year, about the gardens and how to get a hold of them.
All of the volunteering days in the Facebook are frequently linked in our newsletter.
Okay, perfect.
I actually had somebody separately reach out about bellflower maintenance, because that's a huge thing right now, and look for it in the upcoming newsletter, because they shared an article that they wanted.
All right, awesome.
And I'll just say like the Facebook page is very, very helpful and extensive. So like definitely go there.
I think there are some other rain gardens in the neighborhood. I know there's one at Sheldon and Frankson, and I think there are a couple others. Do you coordinate with those, or are you guys sort of siloed?
They are separate. I have tried to reach out to a couple of the gardens, and just sort of we're on different I guess avenues of what we're doing.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
I think I think a collaboration aspect would be interesting and worthwhile to explore. There is the consideration of the time element that goes into it and what that means for what we're doing already.
Well, I would be psyched to learn how to control bellflower.
And
That alone would be worth it.
Laura's had her hand up in
Oh.
the Zoom for a while.
Oh, yeah, Laura.
Hi, great job on your work over there on your garden. We have been doing a similar thing on Midway Parkway for the past 25 to 30 years of a community garden. Definitely not as organized or funded as yours, but we have the length of tenure on it. But speaking to Kayla, there are 3 gardens on Midway Parkway that anyone from the Job Corps can just wander over and start pulling things. I really like your sign too. We are working on getting our sign for Midway Parkway because we'll be doing it like the first and third Wednesday from 5 to 6. It's an earlier group on Hamlin, Midway, the gardens there. So I do think there'd be really cool idea as we look at, you know, areas that are formalizing it or have groups a little bit, if we created a gardening page on, we already have one on D10's website, but maybe it was structured a little bit more by the location of the gardens. And for instance, this idea of getting yours is Monday to garden there, ours is on Wednesday, or just give for the neighborhood, here are all the places you can go and help weed, meet randomly with other gardeners at different times. It might be kind of cool if there was a public garden in each or noted in each sub-district too. So thank you for the work that you're doing. And I really liked your sign. I may have to copy that. So for ours.
7 partners. They were excellent.
Awesome. And it's on both sides, right? It says the same thing on
Yes.
both sides.
Yes.
We
And the mission
moved
is
on
here
that
with-
last year, so.
Yeah.
But Kayla, yeah, if you you can reach out to Shevik and he could forward you my email, and if you want connections, I can get you connected with us because we do need folks. 25 years ago, there were 25, 30 people, and it dwindles to smaller numbers as time goes on. So thanks much.
All right, thank you, Eva and group. Are there any additional questions?
I have a quick question, Eva. How do you, is it the maintenance grant that pays for the supplies, the gloves and the signage?
Yes, yes. And so since that grant is set to expire in 2027, what I am purchasing now, I do look at the long term. Sort of as an asset to the garden. So instead of looking at it like short term, it's looking at the long term, so it can be used again.
Good, thank you.
All right, anything else? All right, thanks so much, Eva, both for tonight and for your leadership on this little corner of Como.